To my wonderful viewers, I say hi. How are you doing? Thank you for always watching Talk to Be. Thank you for talking to others about this show. Thank you for subscribing to my YouTube channel. Thank you for the likes, for the comments. Thank you for sharing it with your loved ones. I say thank you to you. On this episode of Talk to Be, I have come to you with an amazing guest. You know me like I always do. I'll always bring you beautiful stories, interesting stories that you will learn from. My name is still Biola Adebayo Akimide. Before I unveil my guest, guys, please, if you are yet to subscribe to my channel, kindly do like, share, comment, and if you are out there, you would like to sponsor this program, you're welcome. Our doors is well opened. You can send us an email or you send us a DM on our Instagram page, Talk to Be 5000, or you send a WhatsApp chat to the number on the screen right now. We will be glad to have you. Or even if you have gift items to add to what we give to our guests on this show, we will welcome you. If you have an amazing story, like I usually tell you, Talk to Be is not only about celebrities. It's to everyone that have a story to tell and has been looking for a platform to tell it. Here is a very good platform to say your story. I'll be right back. Don't go away.
Talk to Be.
Talk to Be.
Talk to Be. Talk to Be.
Talk to Be.
Talk to Be.
Talk to Be.
Talk to Be.
Yeah, you have to talk to Be.
Talk to Be.
Talk to Be.
Talk to Be.
Talk to Be. Share your experience.
You're welcome back. In case you're just joining us, you're watching Talk to Be. It's Talk to Be, baby. Like I said earlier, I have my guest here with me. She's someone with a special story that I would like the youth especially to learn from. It's not only the youth, actually. We all have to learn from this. That's why we are here. That is what we do here. We give people platform to share their experiences. Like I said earlier, this is not about celebrities alone. There are other people out there who have stories but do not have a platform to share it. So we can always share yours as well. So I'll keep my my guest anonymous for some personal reasons. Because of our children, because of our family, we're going to keep her anonymous. But please take your time, listen attentively, and learn. God bless you. So let's meet my guests together. How are you, ma'am?
Very well, I'm fine.
Good.
Good evening. Nice meeting you.
My pleasure. And you look beautiful.
Thank you.
Okay, so because we're not revealing your identity,
Okay.
so you can start from what you do and then just go to your story. I hope I remember to ask you one or two things if I have to.
Just to give you an idea of who I am, my name, just one, Omotayo.
Okay, I'm not tired.
Yeah, my name is Omotayo and I'm into real estate.
Okay.
And I'm a mother of 5.
5.
Yes.
You don't look like one.
I do not.
No, you don't.
I'm a mother of 5 with different kind of stories, history, past and all that.
Ah, okay. All right, please go ahead.
All right. My story starts from my childhood anyway.
Okay.
Because what I went through actually gave me like a fear of unknown, When I finished my institution and after my service, I started working in a banking system like that as an IT. A banking system as the teller rather.
Okay.
And in that process, when I was in school, I actually left school as a virgin. And I decided to stay that way because of what I went, like what my mom and my dad, you know, the way they lived together, the life I lived with them, you know, I decided in my heart that I'm not going to be living a life of a divorced life or a separated mother and father, a parent, like just to give my children a better life. But I never knew pé mò ń parọ́ ni. And everything just like, you know, when we're young in our church time like that, there used to be like, you don't play with us. Your daddy is not staying with your mommy. You know, those bullying attitude like that and all that. In fact,
Even in church?
even in church, yes, people will not even want to make friends with you. They will not want to talk to you. They will not want to put you in some activities that you would like to put yourself into.
Wow.
Just because my mom wasn't staying with my dad. So I decided that, okay, if that should be the case, I'm going to be like, I'm going to have a better life. So I decided to live that life till I finish my stuff, and I decided to get married so that I'll be able to have a very sweet home to take care of my my children and the likes. But unfortunately for me, during when I was working with this banking system, then I used to have a lot of guys that comes around and all that. And my answer to them is always no, because I don't want any issue for my life. I don't want to go through what my mom actually went through in her life, whatsoever. So I tried to do that. But there was a guy called Babatunde, Shodende or whatsoever. And this guy was actually asking me out. He's an IT of that branch. The branch is in Obalende.
Okay.
And the guy told me that he wanted to have me as his girlfriend, blah, 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 this. I told him, I said, no, me, I don't want. And that is where I used to be. But there was not a day like that. He said he's inviting me for a birthday party, which was supposed to be, it was on a Saturday. So, and I asked some of my colleagues if they were also invited. They said they are invited, you know. So then probably after a week, I told him, I said, okay, I'll be coming, I'll be attending the birthday party, not knowing that he actually had a very different plan. In fact, there was no birthday party. So, yes, ma'am. I got to the birthday party with a friend. I have a friend, her name is called Fadeke. We went through primary school, secondary school, even the same institution together. And she knows all these things. So anytime I'm going anywhere, so we go together.
Good.
So I went with my friend. So on getting to the place, we met nobody. And I was like, Tunde, what happened? Where are our colleagues and all that? It was not like, shebi me, I'm just coming around 5 p.m. and that they've come and gone. I was not like, come and gone. If there was a party, at least one or two. So it was not like, okay, joko, take a drink, this and that and all that. So I told my friend, okay, let's take a drink, then we start going since there's no birthday. But I actually, I was so angry with the guy because I didn't really meet what he actually told me. That was supposed to happen that day. Then now on that day, he now told me, Omotayo wa wo àwọn kan kini kan fẹ́ fi nǹkan hàn mí gbàtà wo. We are just, we are colleagues, we are friends. He's a toaster, so I never had, because I just used to hear it, but I've never experienced where it could have any harm. It
could harm you
or something. So, and that was all. I was with a drink already, so we were drinking. I told my friend I was coming, and that was all. Not until about 8:30 p.m. I woke up. Woke up naked. Woke up raped. I was not like, what's going on? I was not like, ma binu, this and that. Come, what happened to me? This, you slept off. And so that was how he did all that. And I'm talking about 17 years ago now.
Okay.
And that was how.
Hold on, ma. Sorry.
Okay.
How about your friend? That was why you went there.
Yes, that was for my safety. Then when I went to the sitting room, because the first place we entered was a sitting room.
Okay.
That was where I left my friend. Then when I got there, I didn't see my friend. I asked of her. He said, the lady told me that he can't wait for me. That she said that she should tell me that she's going. I mean, she has gone already. That she won't be able to wait for me. Meanwhile, that was a lie, because when I got to the following day, when I saw the lady, I actually, I accused her. I fought her. Why would you leave me? This was what happened. She was even fighting with me. She fought with me. She was so angry with me that why would I tell that guy to tell her that she should go? So I told her, I said, I didn't tell anyone to tell you to leave. So we had that argument. That was the following day. And lest I forget, that day that scene happened, I had to leave that place so angrily because it was late already.
Did you drink anything? Did you eat anything?
No, I didn't eat anything, but I took drink.
Okay.
I took some drink.
So he drugged you?
He drugged me, actually.
Wow.
I was drugged. So, and that was how everything happens. And when I got home, I was actually staying with my mom alone. There was no father then. So I could not talk to my mom about it. And that was how I was disvirgined. And since I don't know if pregnancy do come like that and all that, so I wasn't really, but my own was that I decided in my mind that I am not going to be going to that office space again, because I don't know the kind of eyes I'll be... The kind of shame I'll be going through. Like, I don't know the way I'll be feeling, seeing that same guy, the same place we work. And that was how I stopped working. And throughout that day was a Saturday. And throughout the weekend, that weekend, I was so bad. And I don't know what to do. I couldn't talk to my mom. And my friend that I spoke to with that day, that this was what happened. That one was even fighting with me for a week. She didn't talk to me. But inside of me, I was so bad, that all this thing I've been trying to keep for all this while can just be taken away like that and all that. So that was how I stopped working, and I did not go back to that office. I could not tell my mom. I could not talk to anybody. There was no brother nor sister to talk to. And my mom, she's a pastor in that church, in the church we attend. So there is no way I can tell her for her to be able to present, because I was just like, I don't want anybody to know. I mean, I don't want to put my mom into shame. And I don't know, my mom has been so proud of me that I've been a responsible child. Mi ìgbóyún wálé ńgbà tí mo wà school. Mi ṣe gbá, mo ti ń ṣiṣẹ́. So all her expectation is for me to keep working, taking care of her, because she has been the only one, right from my baby and all that. So I could not tell, not until after 4 months. So my mom was now asking why I stopped working. So I said, I don't want to go to that office again. That I want to get something else to do and all that. And she has always been asking me. I told her, I've seen a pharmacist job. Obalende is very far. Let me get a closer place to work and all that. And of which I know why I stopped working, and I don't want to tell her so that she won't be disappointed in me. And she won't be bad that, after all I've been through, taking care of you, so this is what you could do to me. Then that was how I started. Then after 4 months, I started seeing some changes in my body. And I was now like, kí ló ń ṣe mí? So I now spoke to that my friend that I really get nǹkan tó ń ṣe mí o. So my friend told me that okay, maybe we should talk to somebody like a doctor. The lady happens to be a nurse, so that one gave us a pity that I should go and do a pregnancy test and all that. I said, how can I be pregnant? Because I was actually menstruating all through the 4 months plus and all that. So I was not like, why should I do a pregnancy thing? Okay, what happened was just once, and that was all. And after the pregnancy test, the result came out positive. And that was how I ran out of the house. Went to somewhere they called Ososa in Ijebusha to meet with a friend to stay with her, because there's no way I can bear that shame. In the midst of family, friends, I couldn't just hold that shame. Then I went to that place just to see if there was something that could be done. So the friend now took me to a place in Ijebu, an hospital. The doctor told me that, sorry, the baby is right already, it's 5 months already, that I can't do anything about the baby. So that was how I now ran to that bank, that place of work where I left, to see if I would be able to still see the guy and tell him what happened. But on getting there, I could not meet with the guy. So because it was actually transferred to that place as an IT guy, so it's like all this what am I going to call it? So they actually transfer him, so he's not a permanent staff. Okay. So I now went to the place. They said they gave me his main office. So they now told me that he's no more working with them anymore. So and that house we went to then is not a place that can really locate, That the place was actually in Mushin, but I can't really say this is the house.
Exact place.
So, and that was how I kept waiting if I could, looking for him around and all that. And till about now, it's 17 years now. I can't, even if I see him, I can't recognize him.
Jesus.
And that was how my boy came and,
You couldn't trace him?
I couldn't trace the guy.
From the office, at least?
From the office, I couldn't trace him. Where he was working, I asked of the address of where he worked. Where they transferred him from to the branch we met. They said he has stopped working with them. And okay, any information, they said they didn't know who I was then or who I am. So they can't give me any details or anything. So that was how, and I had to go back to Ijebu. And during that process, my mom was so worried. She didn't know where I was, but there was no way I could go back home with pregnancy. I don't even know what to tell her, because she was a pastor in that church. She would be so, I don't even know, because she would be so disappointed in me, because this is a woman that has been so proud of me, because of the way I do and all that. And she loves me so much. So that was why I didn't go back home. Not until the day I was supposed to put to bed. The delivery was so difficult. And I couldn't put to bed that day. I fell into labor. So the second day, it's a general hospital like that. So the nurses and all that were forced to ask of my mom's contacts so they could call her and invite her to come around. So which she came to the hospital, but before she got there, I've already put to bed with a baby boy, and that was all. So my mom was so hungry, she cried, she wept, I wept, I pleaded with her, but the love of a mother to a child, so she brought me back to Lagos, and That was how we started life. And I started taking care of my child, but it wasn't so easy. It wasn't even easy at all. So after 8 months, I had to drop the child. I went to a place where I could be working, and which I was doing that. But where I worked to, I God favored me there though. It's a place where it's a Christian home, and it's a family that has just three sons, as in three children, which they are all boys. So the man of the house decided to take me in as a daughter. But at the long run, it wasn't really easy for me because of the mother in the house, because at the time, the man started, liking me to an extent that he takes me to the office, take me as the secretary, put some of his child decided to make me as a PA and all that. And the wife was now making the whole living thing, because I had to leave my mom and my child where they stay and go stay with them, because that was what the job entails. So, and at the long run, I had to, because the thing was so difficult for me. Now, when the child was now going to about 2 years, I decided, I was now thinking that, would this on my own as a little, because as at that time I was just around 23, 24. So I was now I was like, will this child grow up without knowing a father? I do think of that, because that was the way I grew up. And I don't want such a thing for my child. So there was now a man around that Azix, though people do come, but when it comes to maybe you're a Christian and you are well devoted, I'm always somehow a little attracted, because I believe being a Christian, I'll be able to have a good home and have a good life for myself and my child. So when the guy came, he asked me out and all that. For some 8 months, we were just friends, and afterwards, I decided to give him a chance when I was facing issue in that house. So I took him to my house.
Sorry, ma'am. The issue you were facing was because the woman wasn't comfortable with you
me,
and the
yes,
husband.
yes.
And there was nothing between you.
No, not at all. There was nothing between me and daddy. I do call him daddy. So but he wasn't comfortable with, because I'm sorry to say this, he had three sons, and it's just one of them that is actually medically okay. The other two was not really. So I don't know, maybe she's actually,
Insecure that the man might want to.
Yes. So, and me, what I'm after is that for me to be able to take care of my child, because I was earning on a monthly basis from them, and I do send that to my mom to take care of my son. So I wasn't really and when the issue came up, I wasn't really comfortable with that, because it got to an extent that the man had to, buy me some clothes, so that I can be going to the office with him. He works with this private sector then. So it was actually affecting my mental health of why I was there, because I felt that my job is not even secure anymore. So then I was now thinking of what else I can do, and it's not a place I can just live like that. Reason being that there's no other place I can go to start making money, because I had to really work to take care of my child then. So that was where I now met this guy. So after 8 months that we were friends, and the friendship we were keeping was just a phone friend, but this is somebody that calls me every day, that always wants to, talk to me, always want to pray with me. I told him about my life whatsoever. I have a child, I do this. He said he doesn't care and all that. So after 8 months, I took him to my child. And the way he actually, embraced the child, he attended to the child. Even at the time, after we left there, at the time my mom started calling me that, ẹni báyìí máa wá o, ó máa ra gbá wá fún ọmọ ẹ̀ o, ó ra nǹkan báyìí wá fún ọmọ ẹ̀. So I was not like, okay, if this guy could like my child this way, okay, probably I should just give him a chance, so that I can really scale through all this stuff I'm even experiencing where I was working, which I did. So after like a year plus, we did our introduction. Then after the introduction, I left the place I worked. And I think after the introduction, we did our wedding after like 5 months of the introduction, which we did our introduction in February. Then the wedding in October. Yes, October. But I never knew that the guy that I actually got married to actually hide himself, pretend to be a good man. Why? Because I am a Christian. I love to get married to somebody that is, even if you are not a pastor,
A
that is
child of
my
God.
dream life. Shall have the fear of God in you. Be a child of God. Be a worker. Don't smoke. In fact, if you are a smoker, you can't even come close to me, not talk of being a friend, just because I just don't want that kind of rugged life. But unfortunately for me, throughout where we were cutting, I don't visit this guy at home. So, and if and he can't also visit me in the house where I work, because I live where I work. So all we do is a phone talk. Then on a weekend, each time I want to visit my mom, I'll tell him I'm visiting my mom. So he will tell me he wants to visit with me. Then we go to my mom's place. Then that's the way we departed until we got married. And after the day we were getting married, after the church wedding, we did the court, the registry stuff. Okay, we did it a day after. So after the church, for us to get to the reception, wọ́n ṣà ń pe pé ọkọ ìyàwó máa tó dé kinní kan. We didn't see ọkọ ìyàwó. Meanwhile, ọkọ ìyàwó was somewhere tó ti ń fa igbó gidi.
Ooh, what?
I'm telling you. And with him and his best man, eye was actually so red. What's he changed? Babe, kí ló ṣe? Where are you? Where have you been? Má worry. All those things. So mo wá rí pé ó wá ń rùn, and that was how in fact, the reception almost scatter, because we even forgot to, cut the cake. Because the smelling thing, kiss the bride, go and kiss the bride, because it was so smelling. I was now so surprised. The whole thing was now like, come, do you smoke? So this is who you are. But the truth about it is that at a registry, at a law church, so there's nothing I can do. I'm already a missus of him. So the only thing for me to do is just ṣáà ní sùúrù. Tẹ́ bá délé, ẹ lọ yanjú ẹ̀. Because I had to talk to my mom. That day I spoke to my best lady, to my mom, and all that, because everybody knew what actually happened. Pé kí ló ṣe ẹ́? Oh, ṣe dáadáa mọ́ ni? Oh, dẹ̀ ṣe kinní kan. The whole thing during the reception was so. And when we now got home, I now asked him, come tell me, who are you? And I'm sorry. I didn't even know that I'm going to smoke today. Come, it's not even think. Do you smoke? And this is not just a cigarette. Igbo gidi.
Weed.
Ni bobo in fact. But Omotayo no choice mo. Because I'm already married. So that was how I started the whole life thing. And mo wá rí wípé ẹni tó tún máa ń gbóbìnrin ni ó tiẹ̀ lọ́jọ́ kan. So we're just going on with the wedding, the marriage life like that, rugged life. It now happens that every day this guy smokes. He doesn't hide it to me. He doesn't do anything anymore. So it now happens that I went to work. There was a time I went to work, and when as Moshedele, I just saw that our wedding picture, the face was turned to the wall. The only wall clock, you can see picture one, that one too was torn. I mean, that one was removed. I realized that my nightwear was not where it was supposed to be. And mo ṣá notice pé ó gbé secretary ẹ̀gbọ́n ẹ̀ wá sí matrimonial home wa. That was the first one I knew he was doing with humanizing. And mi mọ̀ pé mo ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ bẹ̀rẹ̀ gan ni pé mi ò tiẹ̀ mọ̀ kankan torí pé mo ti bá ti lọ bí iṣẹ́ oríṣiríṣi ló máa ń ṣe. And another thing is that even this guy, the school he said he went to, he did not go.
Ha.
The job he said he had, he did not have job.
Ah.
I started knowing all this. The life of, at times, when you say you want to live a Christian life, ìgbà míì ó yẹ kéèyàn máa fi rugged life, kéèyàn máa kíbọ̀ díẹ̀díẹ̀. Reason being that if you want to live a clean life, know who your man is. I don't want to, because during our relationship, I was so scared to go to his house because of what I have experienced before. I don't want to be impregnated. I don't want to be raped. I don't, you know. So I didn't even know anything about him. But I was living with whatsoever he told me and what he told me that he was then. So, but at times it's always good. Visit your man. Know, go out together. Know who he is, But I did not do all these things because I was a Christian and I don't want to live a life of kintuwa. Because this marriage thing,
You didn't want the same thing to happen twice.
I really learned a lot from my mom and my dad. So I don't really want. And me, they felt like that pé àwọn ọmọ mi náà wọ́n máa were separated from their friends because their parents are not living together and all that. So mo ṣáà ṣe ń gbé life yẹn lọ nìyẹn. Ó tún wá dọjọ́ kan, a lot of it like that ṣá. Bí lady kan ṣe wá gbá gate wa nìyẹn around 12 a.m. in the midnight. Who is this lady? Ló ṣáà gbá gate. Ìgbà nìyẹn ṣáà pariwo orúkọ ẹ̀. That one was shouting his name. I was now asking, do you know this lady that is shouting your name? He said, àbúrò kìíní cousin kìíní kan òun fẹ́ lọ ṣílẹ̀kùn kìíní ní 12 a.m. You are not going to open. I mean, the way this lady was actually sounding is actually sounding as a girlfriend, to wá sílé bọ̀bọ́ ẹ̀. So I now told him that day that you are not going to open that gate. So he was so angry at me that why in his own house, báwo you máa sọ pé kóun má lọ ṣílẹ̀kùn. I said, you are not going to open this gate. You've been doing this thing all this while. But this time around, I'm not going to take it. And the following day, that was how the lady left. Then gbà tílẹ̀ máa fi mọ́ bí lady ṣe wá nìyẹn pé tó bá jẹ́ pé ìyá ẹ̀ ló wà níta ṣé ò ní ṣílẹ̀kùn fún ìgbà tó ń bá mi sùn tó ń ṣe kinní kan o mọ bọ́ yín ṣílẹ̀kùn ṣe nínú ilé yìí ṣe bí èmi àtẹ́lá nínú ilé ìmọ̀ àwọn pé come, this is a married man. Didn't you know you are coming into a matrimonial my own matrimonial home? He said that this because I make my own marry. The lady told me that he didn't tell him that didn't tell her that he was married and all that. I was not like, in our own home. So Korede, this is what you do. And that was what turned to our fight. So we had issues that day to an extent because I was already pregnant. To an extent that I had a cut here. He beat me to an extent that I fainted. I was rushed to the hospital. This place got turned that they had to just because I told him I'm not going to take it anymore. So that mo ṣetán hospital tí wọ́n treat me after a week. I go back home. Mo bímọ. I told my mom. And as at it, but mo fẹ́ marry, I located my dad and, we started talking and all that. So I told my dad all these things. And they were just telling me, come, why am I praying you? Because at this point, there's nothing you can do. O ti bímọ kan tẹ́lẹ̀. Ibi kan ló wà yìí. You cannot live. You have to be praying. So it was, this guy didn't stop. The prayer, I kept doing the prayer thing. The first child came. On top beating. The second child came. Beating. The third child came.
You did? How?
I still told my mom, and each time he beat me up and I landed at ọjọ́ kan ó tiẹ̀ nígbà kan tẹ́ pé hospital Ilepo, this general hospital in Lagos here, they actually said they are not going to treat me this time around until they see the man that put me. And each time he does this, he leaves home and comes back after 2 weeks. And when he comes back, he comes straight to my mom's house because tó bá ti mọ̀ nígbà yẹn tí mo ti kúrò hospital, I go straight to my mom so that they can treat me with my child. I mean, with my children rather, so that she can treat me. Tó bá dẹ̀ ti wá báyẹn, my mom will be like, oh, lè dálé mo sún sílé mi.
Hey!
A máa fàdúrà tiẹ̀ náà ni. Máa lọ. So each time tí kinní yẹn bá ṣẹlẹ̀, he will come begging, I go back. He will come begging, I go back. He will come begging more than 4, 5, 6 times. Wọ́n tún máa invite in his station. Okay, come and write an undertaking that you are not going to be this woman again. He will tell them, pé tó bá yẹ wá padà sílé, I am not going to write any undertaking, which he did not.
And your mom will still allow you to go?
And my mom will still allow me because she is a Christian and she doesn't want to hear pé mo fi lé ọkọ sílẹ̀, and she doesn't want anybody to hear pé okay, o ti bímọ kan tẹ́lẹ̀, o tún wá fi lé bẹ́lẹ̀. Not until, I started having this internal injury. I started having injuries around me, all over me. Ó wá di wípé ó máa tilẹ̀kùn mọ́ mi sínú ilé, I'm mopping stick. Mo ti wá weak, He will just keep beating me because he believes that there is nobody
to fight for you.
Fight for me. My mom is always like, go and be praying. But she did. After my third child happens to clock a year in 2016, December. Then in January, after that birth, that December, I'm looking for my money. Who took my money in this house? Who shaking it on? And go, I manage you. We had a pure water factory thing. Take me, gbogbo àwọn obìnrin tó wà nínú factory yẹn lọkọ mi bá sùn.
Yeah, slept with all of them.
Slept. In fact, there was one that ọmọ bàbá kan náà, ìyá kan náà ló wá ń ṣiṣẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. Ó dẹ̀ ń bá wọn méjèèjì tẹ̀gbọ́n-tàbúrò, ó dẹ̀ ń bá wọn sùn. He even brings them because our house is not far from the factory. So he brings them to our home. Because me, I can't do without working. Because this is what I have to take care of myself and my children. Because bàtà marry gantan, the child I thought he loved when we were cutting. In fact, if the boy comes to my house, he will beat the boy like. So I told my mom, I mean my son. So that was how that one stopped coming. And at that time, he was still a child. So, Osha to time come, be ẹ̀gbọ́n mi, our first child. So she now came, she said, Toyin, that Toyin is my family name. She now said, because each time she calls me, I don't talk well anymore because I was having spinal cord issue already. So my sister now told me that, I'm a planning. Má pè mommy mọ́, má pè daddy mọ́. Ó máa sá kúrò nílé mi. If not, this guy will kill you. There was a time like that. This Songo police station, I went there, I ran there in the middle of the night. When my husband came in, so drunk, and he was ready to beat me up that night. There is me, I don't have any strength in me to really, keep myself or something. So all I could do was to run away. I ran away with my 3 kids that I had with him to this police station then to just pass the night there and also to give them a complaint that this is what I'm going through in my home. They called this guy, did not come. And so that day, my sister now called me that I need to leave this house if I really love myself. Even if I don't love myself, because by total time, I just conclude within me that if I'm going to die here, let me die. But my sister do tell me that it doesn't worth it. If you die, look at these children. You have 4 kids already. Who will take care of them? Who will look after them? And in this time, in this period, ó ti jó gbogbo certificates mi. From my nursery, primary, secondary, institution, mo kàn délé lọ́jọ́ kan ni. I saw everything burnt. I had the land property. I saw everything burnt. Everything I worked for, everything called Omotayo, I lost it to this marriage. So all I had was just my children and still the breath I'm living, you know. So that was just because he's a guy that everybody knows very well. You know. So my sister too got scared that tí bọ̀bọ́ ìbá ká wa níbi tí a ti ń kó ẹrù àbí ta ti ń kó ẹ jáde ta ti ń mú ẹ jáde ó lè nà àwa náà mọ́ ẹ o. So what are we going to do? So I now told her that he used to leave his house. He used to leave home and come back around 1 a.m. in the midnight. So we can actually, if she wants to come, she can come very late at night that no one will see us. Then we leave. And that was how I left that home. But I just thank God that I left with my soul still breathing and with my children intact. But everything just got shattered because people motivate Berry. Now, I can't go look for any job anywhere because I have no certificate again. Tí ní kí n ṣe máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ láti primary school, secondary school, kí n ṣe lọ máa wá gbogbo certificate kí n ṣe máa lọ sí school yẹn. It will cost me a lot. One, it will cost me because my mental life was already destabilized. I'm not even myself. I do work like a dead body, you know, because I'm always like, who am I? Because this fear of anytime I see anybody knocking, I'm always out of the world because so that's
The fear.
The fear, that thing I lived with that life for years. I lived with depression for years. But I left. And after I left, I was still doing my real estate thing. Because in that office, they knew about my story. And why they knew was because tó bá ti nà mí, each time, you know, my jókòó sílé ọjọ́ mẹ́ta bọ̀ mí nílé jókòó pẹ́ tí bá máa fi dọ́fíìsì ìsídà kí ó jẹ́ kẹ́tì wú kórì tí àpáṣà máa wà lọ́wọ́ lára mi. And me lè dákẹ́, I wasn't really, I wasn't keeping anything away from anybody anymore because it's all over me already. So I concluded to open up to them. So I told them about what I was actually going through. So when I left that home, so they decided to give me a loan so as to get an apartment to put myself and my children then. So I kept working with them. They didn't come looking for us. Not until after a year plus. Ló ṣe wá lọ sọ́dọ̀ mọ̀sí mi. Ló ṣe wá wá wọn. Ló ṣe wá wá wa. And I told him, I said, I am not coming back to your house anymore. If I'm going to come back, it means that I must see you as a new being. But not the kind of life that you're still living or that you lived while I was with you. But for me coming back just because you are back to beg, I won't do that anymore. So he thought it was a joke.
Guys, do you like what I'm wearing? Yes, you can also get yours. It's available on our Instagram page, RTWB5000. RTWB5000. Do you want jewelry? It's also available at Jewelry by B5000. You can get it. It's not too expensive. You won't have to stick your neck out to get it, trust me. So just send us a DM and we're at your service. I love you guys.
So that was how I started living alone with myself and just 4 kids. No help from anyone, no support, except the work I do. But I decided that I won't even bother anything marriage anymore. Because it will make it work for me. It's either I go back to my previous marriage or I stay single and take care of my kids. So the first year went, the second year went, the third year, then the fourth year too. So Bushy Day 2022, my bosses now called me. They said they want to transfer me back. They want to transfer me to Abeokuta to go ahead the office branch there, so that the company needs to keep expanding. And the truth be told, I was actually doing well with the real estate thing then. So which I took up the assignment reason because that's the only thing I have to support myself and the children. So I just felt like if I didn't take up the assignments, it's still because of the job I'm doing the things I'm supposed to do. So I decided to take up the assignment. So in 2021 January, we did Abeokuta nìyẹn. Now getting to Abeokuta, I now met this guy, which happens to be the father of my new baby. And now it came to me, with the life of, you are my life. I will take care of, see, I don't want to know what you have gone through. And you and your children. I will take care of you and your children. I will be with you to the end. All those promises and all that. But I now felt within me that this is 4 years now. Is it really possible? I asked myself some questions then when it came. That is it possible for me to live forever without a man? And these children, if they don't grow up to know somebody, that thought was actually still in me. Will they be happy?
You wanted a father figure.
I just wanted a father for them. What kind of story will I tell them? In fact, my first son to my previous marriage, only Lulu Kontolumi, that one was about 6+ then. Say, Mommy, let us run away. Let us run away. My daddy will kill you. I told that boy that, I said, don't worry, I will not die. You will be fine too. The boy will be crying. Our sister will be crying. Koto di pe mo ní kẹta ìgbà yẹn. So mo wá wò wípé, if these children actually keep growing this way, looking at me alone, how would they feel when they are within their peers and all that, and they talk about, because then throughout that there was a time they do come home and tell me, my mommy, this one is telling me that his daddy bought him something and they travel to their hometown, his daddy did this, and Kinekon daddy came to school. When they talk about that, each time they do talk about that, I do feel very bad within myself that èmi mo dẹ̀ sun yín sí kinní kan. So for them to always complain that my daddy, definitely they need a father. So when that one now came 2021, that was how I stupidly, to just cut the long story short, went into that relationship again. Going into the relationship, not knowing that this man was actually married before. Then when the guy now came, I mean, when I started seeing some phone calls from him and all that, I was asking, who is this lady that do call you? Tell me about it. This phone call is getting too much.
No,
And
you
it's not
didn't
really-
expect the man to have been married. Was he that young?
Yes, he's young. He was actually young.
Younger
So-
than you?
Not younger than me. We are of the same age. So, but he told me that it was marriage, but the marriage, got dissolved, that they are not together anymore.
Okay.
So, I didn't know that they are still in that marriage.
Oh,
He still has a wife, but he told me they are not together. That was the information the guy gave
the
me.
man was still
was
married.
still married.
Ha.
Was still married.
Ha.
So, bí ó ṣàṣe dọjọ́ kan nìyẹn, bí lady ṣe pè mí nìyẹn, bó ṣe bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní ṣépè fún mi lórí fóònù, ó ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀. And now when the man now came, I told him, I said, so person called though. What is going on? That was how he started apologizing. Kì má bínú, òun ò mọ̀ pé ó máa padà wá. Ó mọ̀ pé ó máa padà wá. Or you guys are married. Or you are in a marriage presently. Why didn't you tell me all these things and all that? He said he's sorry. That he was sorry that, but he has told the lady that he has another person already. Blah, blah this, blah, blah that. That was how I started falling sick again. Because I started thinking, what is going on with me? This is another problem I'm going into. How am I going to handle this? Because the truth about it is that when we started, we've already, like, me, I would say, I was already in love with him. I don't know about him because I even know about him now, that all of his own stuff was deception.
Hey.
He actually deceived me. So when June 6, 2021, I was actually driving to drop my children at school. And I have dropped the girls. So on my way dropping the boys, though before that morning, in the midnight, I noticed that I was weak. I'm not really feeling fine. But I just decided to drop them because there's no one to do that for me. So on my way on the steering, I slumped.
You slumped?
I slumped, and that was all I knew. On the express. So they said it was the guy, it was my son, my son now dropped and called the attention of people that they should help him and all that. So they took me to the hospital on coma. I stayed with oxygen for hours from that morning, I think, till about night before I woke up. Then waking up, I saw the lady and I saw the guy too.
Which lady?
The guy's wife.
Hey?
In the hospital.
Okay.
Now the guy was, it was even the lady I saw first, rubbing my body. And as at this time, I was not able to talk. I just came out from coma, so there's no way I can talk and all. So, but the lady was talking to me, telling me that, ìwọ fẹ́ wá fọ́kọ mi. Okay, tó bá mọ̀ kó fẹ́ wá fọ́kọ mi o, ó máa wá sílé wa, a jọ máa sùn sórí bed, a jọ máa ṣe kinní kan. I was now looking at him, at her. And I was now like, what is she saying? Who is she? I know her already because when the lady called me and we tackled the issue, I said I want to see the picture of the lady, which he showed me. So when I saw the picture, when I saw the lady, I could relate that she was the one. So when they now discharged me, when I got home, I now told the guy that, come on, this is what this so person told me, that if I really want to get married to you, or if I really want to stay in this home, that I need to come to you people's house. I now asked him at that point that which house is she actually talking about?
Okay, I wanted to ask.
Because we were staying together.
Hey, I wanted to
So I want to know the house that you guys were, that she was talking about. She said, he now said the house that they are living. Does that mean you have a home, like aside from this one? He said yes. So at this point, he couldn't deny anything anymore. I now told him, I said, come, I can't go to your house because etí wo ló ń gbọ́ pé mo kúrò nínú ilé mi, mo wá bọ́ sínú ilé obìnrin mi, mo wá láti lọ ṣe kíni.
Was she facing you to tell you that? I thought you said you were in coma or something.
Yes, no, I was out of coma. I
Okay, so
opened my eye.
So she was talking to you one on one.
She was talking to me, but I could not respond to her.
Okay.
Because I've not been able. I was not able to talk at that time. But I was, I've opened my eye, and all, and she was the one with me. I guess they asked him to go and get
something for you.
Something, I don't know. So yes, they asked him to go and get drugs. So she was the one with me. Then that was when she was now telling me all of these things. So when we now got home, we tackled it. So I now told him, I said, for me, I can't go to your house. It was now like, as whatsoever I want, that's what he's going to do. So that was how the lady kept calling me. If I didn't come, is either I kill her or she kill me. That because nobody would take that guy away from him and all that. I said, for me, I have nothing. I have no one to kill, and I'm not going to kill you. But why do you want me to come to your house? He said the husband told her that he loves me so much that he can't leave me alone, and with the way he's saying it too, she knows I love him too. I said yes, I love him, because we've come a long way, because I never knew he was married before. So I have actually put some of my things, my investments together with him. He has started for example, the real estate was an agency then. So, but the real estate I was doing, he said I told him to go into professional stuff, which I said I'm going to support him. So we've had some things to do together already. So I told him, he now said, okay. The lady now told me that I should come. That ṣebí àti dọ̀rẹ́ sìn, àti dàrẹ́ tẹ̀gbọ́n-tàbúrò, blah 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 this, blah blah that. I now said, okay, mo ti gbọ́. So that was how she kept calling me for good 3 weeks, on and on and on like that. So when I now saw the way she was talking, I was now like, okay, it seems this one is friendly. And all of this, I didn't talk to my mom about it. I didn't even talk to anybody about it. I'm just doing my own, like, So that was how. So when the guy now asked me, am I ready now? That the lady told him that I said I will come. And I said, okay. So that was how I went with my children. Because I told him I'm only going to visit her and leave that day.
Sorry, do you have the last baby then?
I didn't. I've not had the baby then.
Okay.
I've not had the baby then.
Okay.
So when I now got there, the lady now said. So when it got to the evening of that day, I started to leave. So the lady said, I will not leave. I will have to spend 3 days with her before we leave and all that. I was not like, she was not like, she ba omo wa no day, pé mi ò lè lọ, pé kiniko. And meanwhile, this guy they had 2 sons
together,
2 children together, which he did not tell me before now. So I met with those guys the day I went there. So that was how I stayed. The first night, the second night, the first night, the lady, because she told me that we'll have to, I don't know how to say this, that the guy will have to sleep with both of us on the same bed. That if truly I want to really marry, I mean, I really love the guy and I really want to stay in that home, pé gbogbo nǹkan tóun bá fẹ́ lèmi àti ìyẹn máa ṣe, so that the guy must stay, I mean, sleep with both of us and on the same bed, on their own bed, in their home. Which I now call the attention of the guy that come. This was not our bargain before now. What is all this? Etí wo ló ń gbọ́ pé ó ti wá di level pé a man will now sleep with both of us on the same bed, I mean with two women on the same bed, just because I love you, just because I want to stay with you or something, I don't know. The guy said if I don't want to do it, that is okay. And I said okay. So baby there she born, I told my children, let us go. He said that the lady said I can't go with my children. That until we stay here for another 3 days, we must do. If not, I will have to kill her or kóhun pa mí or kíkọ kankan ṣàṣẹlẹ̀ kíní kan. The
Was
first
she
night,
dragging you? What was she doing?
she wasn't dragging me actually, but she was weeping, crying and all that. She was, I don't know how to say it. She was just sat there pushing the thing so hard.
And you were there.
And I was there.
You didn't leave.
I did not leave. I left at first, but I went back there
Why?
again because my kids were there already. When I was leaving, I couldn't live with my children. And I told him that he should bring my children to me. He said the lady did not allow her to come with my children, to take my children away from there. So there was no way I could leave my children except I go back there to pick the kids, which I went. And after getting there, I could not leave. Except I do what she wanted. Then the whole thing happened after the third night. Because this lady would wake up in the middle of the night, would come to their sitting room, because I will be in the sitting room. I will run out of the room she said I should sleep. I will get to the sitting room. She will cry. She will bring out knife. Ó máa ṣe kíní kan, ó máa pa mí o, kíní kan, ó nífẹ̀ẹ́ mi, ó fẹ́ ṣe gbá. Not until the third night it happens.
What happened?
Sir, ma, it happened.
You agreed, the man slept with both of you
Both of us
on
at
the same bed.
time, on the same bed, ma.
In his house.
Yes.
You agreed. How? How? How did you agree to search? Okay, what happened?
After then she was happy. Then I left my house with my kids that same day. I wept and they begged me, they were sorry. I said okay. But after then, things started happening. The business I was doing, the real estate business, wasn't working anymore. My financial life dropped. Don't forget that I said my first son is with my mom. I've always been the one taking care of my mom, paying my mom's rent, with the job I was doing, taking care of my son and all of my kids. So I couldn't do that anymore because the real estate thing I was doing is a commission job. You make sales, you earn. So no more clients. My financial status ended, and I was now living a life of depression. Nobody to talk to. Even if I call clients, they will not answer me again. My office, they tender a sack letter to me that I should leave their job. That same period, That was how I lost that job. And I lost my clients. I lost even my family, because at this point, my family knew that there was a guy actually living in my house, because it was actually my house that I rented when I went to the town, traveled to the town to work. So, and because of him, my family actually disassociated
Disassociated.
my themselves from me. That what do I need again? I have a good job to take care of myself and my children. So why do I need a man? Me, I'm sure like I'm in love. Is it possible to live a life that I will not live with a man again? And my children, I believe they need somebody that will stand as a father figure for them. Blah, 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 this. They fought that, and even till now, we are still in it. And that was how this guy. So when all these things start happening, so I now have the fear of losing the whole process of the guy, the relationship. There was no job again. Even the town I went into, I have no friend there. I have no family. I have no friend. This is the only person I know. Then, except my staff and all that. So no more job, no more staff, nobody anymore. So, but this guy stayed. After then I started selling my stuff, because I had some land property, just to be able to meet up with financial stuff, until I sold everything, and I lost them all after the scene. And this guy still said he's not going to leave me, that in fact, I must give him a child. Now, at this point, this guy was now begging for me to give him a child, that I should please, I should that. Now, me thinking that, after all these things that's happened, that he still stayed with me, so definitely this is a marriage. So I agreed to give him a child. That was what brought, in fact, I had 3 different pregnancies. Like, I was pregnant 3 different times, and I lost those 3 pregnancy before this one stay. I lost one at 3 months. I lost one at 5 months. I lost one at 5 months again. The last one I lost before I had this one, they told me there was pregnancy, but there's no baby. And me, I thought I have a marriage already. So I decided to give a child, which I agreed to. And the child came.
After all this, you still agreed to birth another child after 4 children. Esma, okay, Emma Binu, I don't know.
I don't know too.
Are you sure you're fine? Sorry, I'm so sorry. I'm not trying to insult you, but I'm trying to ask question. Like, are you sure you are in your right senses? Are you sure that you... What is wrong with you, ma? I'm sorry. I don't know. I really...
In fact, after the birth of the child, I think the last time I saw the guy now was I had my child in February 14th. And the last time I saw him was in April.
He left?
That was how he left me. And the whole children.
5 children?
All alone.
Where is he?
I don't know.
Where is the wife?
I don't know either. So now.
So, you have not seen him now? What happened to his contacts, the house, everything?
I decided not to call him because I felt that I've gone through enough with men.
So, he left already?
The last time he left, actually, I was backing my baby and he came home to beat me up.
He beat you
me up, giddy.
For what?
Giddy. I actually accused him. I challenged him that because after the scene of what happened between myself and the other lady and him, I told him I've not been doing well. Financially, my business, everything went down. Everything. And I I kept selling my stuff to grow, to make sure he grew. Like, for example, we decided to own a company because when I lost my job, I believe is what what I know. So I decided to stand on my own with him. So I invested in that, which I lost everything. So I now told him I had to face him one-on-one. Wait, come. It has been shown to me that you people used my glory. You lied to me at first. And at this point, I have to come out straight to you that you people actually used my glory. Because I don't know why immediately we had an agreement that this was not going to happen. But it happens on how I don't know. And after it happens, I I started losing everything. Several times I'll be taken to the hospital. They will tell me they should take me to a psychiatric that because I was losing my mind. And federal hospital there in Abeokuta, not to call Kinipe, they should take me to Aro. That they feel that there's something wrong with me several times. I had to accuse him, because I just have to think. Because all these things, I can't even tell my parents, because they were like, they warned me.
So now you have an 8-month-old, or 6.
7 months plus now.
Now.
Yes.
Okay, almost 8 months because you had him in February, right?
Yes.
So, I see. The first one, I wasn't going to blame you. If you had gone to that guy's house alone, I would have blamed you. But you went with someone. It was not your fault. Anybody could be a victim of that. The second one, you were a victim with your parents because they should have allowed you to leave that marriage, especially after you noticed that he was beating you up after the first baby or even before the first baby. But because there was an issue, because you already had one child, yes, I know they will say, oh, you can't leave that, and then you had the second one. You had the third one for the same person that was beating you up. You stayed there till you left. You now left to be with another man who was married. I mean, then you now agreed to sleep with the same man or the same married man with his wife on their matrimonial bed with you. Didn't you know that there was more to that in the first place? Who does that? Okay. See, I am, this is not why we are here. We are not here to judge anybody, but then we can still tell ourselves the truth. Do you understand? I'm not judging you. I believe that things happened. If you don't say this, we wouldn't know the kind of things. If you have done it as a movie, people will say, oh, you've added one thing to or the other that is not possible. Now they can see that it's possible. Where are you now? What are you doing now? What level are you now, right now? What is going on with you?
I think my first child is still with my mom. He plays ball. He's 17 years now. And the rest are also with me in Abeokuta there. I wanted to leave, but there's no financial support from anybody, with a baby, and there's no certificate to work. So I'm just trying to boost myself in my home, in my room there, promoting that I still sell land and all that, to just be able to take care of my kids and
Well, it is well. I'm going to try and round up the show. To be honest, at this point, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. But I'm not judging her. We all make mistakes. I don't know. Please, viewers, what can we do? How can we help? Please, I will need your contribution on this. Please send in your contribution. We'll read comments, we'll reply. If you want to help, let's know where you want to come in. Till I come your way next week, by God's grace, I don't know. Till I see you on the same channel, in whatever thing you're doing, put God first, be determined, and stay focused. I love you.
Talk to be.
Talk to be.
Talk to be. Talk to be.
Talk to be.
Talk to be.
Talk to be.
Yeah, you have to talk to be.
Talk to be.
Talk to be.
Talk to be.
Talk to be. Share your experience.